Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monday night. This is the full Brazilian Formula Inter series for Gravel Trap Legends, and this is round 5 at Guapore. Things are heating up. We're going to run you through the target table and the points table. But first, we're going to take a quick look at what's coming up next. We are currently doing round 5. Next weekend, round 6 is the final round for the full Brazilian Formula Inter series. And Stu has sent me through a few little details about what we're going to see for the next series. It will be a multi-class hyperclass versus prototype. This is still in construction, so the details have not yet been finalised, but it will be a short endurance series made up of 6 rounds and an average of 90-minute races. The races can be anywhere from 75 minutes through to 120 minutes. There will be a mandatory pit stops. Obviously, these cars will not survive even 40 minutes around the track. Multi-class, so there will be two leaderboard timetables. It will be racing under full WEC rules, full damage, and it will also simulate the hyperpole qualifying. And we can see a quick look at some of the maps that have been proposed for the new series. If you are interested in that, then get on to Discord, Gravel Trap Legends. The guys will also be running the exactly same series on their Wednesday night shakedown, which is show up, jump in a car and drive. You don't have to register for that. You can get in and have some fun. If you enjoy it and you want to get more involved, then you can join their Pro Series for Monday nights. So let's take a quick look at the leaderboard and see where things stand after the first 4 rounds. Neil Haynes jumped in the chat to say g'day. Great to hear that you're doing better, Neil. Neil Haynes will be off for the next few weeks. He looks forward to joining back in the commentary team for the next series. Looking at the leaderboard for the Formula Inter series, after the first 4 rounds, Brett S at the moment sitting on top with a margin of 21 points. He's also got the fastest lap times 3 bonus. Cuckoo sitting in second with the fastest lap on 207 points. Third is Kiz on 191, but it is very, very tight at the moment for third place. Kiz, Dat Boy, Petey, Travis all in contention at the moment for third place. And Petey sitting there with 4 times fastest lap. He's certainly going to be a contender. Let's pop over and have a look at the target table. If I click on the right screen, that would help. The target table is made up of the combined fastest laps from each race. At the moment, Brett S is sitting on the top there, but whoever wins the title fight and takes out the major prize, they can't also win the target table, so you can only win one or the other. So at the moment, Brett S is out of the equation here with having a 21-point margin. So Petey sitting in second place with 6 minutes and 24 seconds. But then there is a big gabble of drivers: Cuckoo, Travis, Scar, the Bloody Nine, Dat Boy and Kiz, all on 6 minutes and 25 seconds. Very, very tight. 2 rounds this week, and the big finale next week is really going to come down to the wire to see who will take out the Formula Inter GTL target tile. So let's take a look at where we are this evening. I've actually lost my screen. Give me 2 seconds. And for the Formula Inter, we are round 5 at Guapore, Rio Grande do Sul in Brazil. The date for this evening's race is the 11th of June 2023. And the Autodromo International de Guapore is 3.08 kilometres. It's 1.91 miles in the old school. The first circuit made of oil-impregnated dirt was completed in only 3 years, and the first race on the December 21 in 1969 was inaugurated with an event involving 72 cars, which is crazy to think 72 cars on something that was this short. After much work, on the 17th of October in 1976, the Guapore Municipal Raceway was completed and its tarmac track was officially opened. The circuit was resurfaced again in 2010 and continues to host a variety of local and international events. And it is very similar to all of the Brazilian circuits. There are some very subtle camber changes. We have been here a few times. We've raced here with the Formula V's. The guys did an event here with the Minis, I believe it was. It is a very, very exciting track, very fast and flowing. Going to see some fantastic racing, and it does pose a challenge for anyone looking to make a pass. We'll get onto the track very, very shortly and show you how the track is looking. At the moment, the weather looks clear, so we'll take a quick look at the forecast. So there was clearing rain after 10 a.m. Qualifying at the moment started on a damp track and it is drying out. The temperature is expected to remain cold for today's event, with temperatures around 12 degrees and heavy cloud cover clearing. Winds predicted to be light with moderate, with gusts up to 22 kilometres an hour, and there is only a 13% chance of showers throughout the day after the clearing rain in the morning. So let's go to the circuit. And this evening we've got Rick with me in the broadcast booth. Good evening, Rick.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Glad to be here.
So Rick's just madly munching down on some dinner at the moment. He's going to give us a hand with the cameras this evening after Jason was a late withdrawal, but we'll keep the show going. And we're rolling into qualifying with 12.5 minutes to go. Riding on board with Kiz at the moment. His fastest lap is a 1:15.1. Get Brett up. Brett at the moment topping the leaderboard with a 1:14.49. Cuckoo currently in second with a 1:14.7. And very, very tight over Brad Luck with a 1:14.7. So only 0.04 of a second separating second and third and fourth at the moment, and Kiz also into the 1:14s. And this little tight track is difficult to overtake, so the starting order will be crucial for race one. We have two races this evening. We're just saying here there is a ghosting for qualifying, so that no one can run each other off track. If you're just wondering which thing here, where the cars get too close to each other. So the race is made up of, well, the evening was made up of two races, both 25 minutes plus 1 lap. And for race 2 this evening, the top 10 drivers will be placed in reverse grid. So the driver finishing race 1 in 10th position will start race 2 from pole position, and it will be a rolling start for race 2. We'll also have a short interlude between race 1 and race 2. We have to reset the server, so we'll drop out and then back in again. We've got a few ads and some promos to run during that time. And I expect a big turnout for the broadcast this evening, being that we have a number of drivers who have made themselves unavailable for tonight's event. I'm hoping that's for the purpose of actually sitting home in front of the TV watching this stream. 10 minutes to go. Yeah, 10 minutes to go now with qualifying. So, Rick, have you had a chance to do some laps around Guapore?
Yeah, I have. I've done a few laps with Mark, and yeah, he's quick. That's all I can say. He's quick, and it's a tough track. You've got to be on it, and there's a few spots where you can slip off pretty easy.
Yeah, it's a very challenging circuit. It's all about maintaining momentum. These cars are quite easy to get into a sideways drift, which is not too bad. They tend to slide a little bit. But it's about maintaining that momentum and maintaining the traction and getting the drive out of the corners. If you overcook it coming in and cross that car up, you wash off those 10 or 15 kilometers an hour, which is crucial for the power to get out of the corner. And the slipstream down the start-finish line will be interesting here to see whether that start-finish straight is long enough for anyone to get an advantage. So here we go, jumping on a board with Mark 860, and then back to Trui, sitting in 11th position. And the guys have the livery competition running at the moment. They're all required to get a copy of their livery and Photoshop it into a scene to highlight the theme of their livery, which is a Brazilian theme for the Formula Inters. I was going to put up the pin board, but after consideration and some consultation with Stu, we thought that not everyone has submitted their liveries as yet. Some guys are still working on it. It was unfair to the guys that have actually completed. So if you want to vote for your favourite livery, get onto Gravel Trap Legends Discord, jump into the channel for skins and logos, and you will be able to vote for your favourite skin or livery for the Formula Inter series. There could be a packet of Tim Tams in for the winner. Jumping on board now with Mac Attack, sitting back in 17th position. I'm sure he'll be jumping up the order. He showed some early pace. There's the Stu. Just trying the car out for a little bit of drifting. And we've got Adam Buck in chat supporting Smithy. Smithy sitting in 13th place. Had a fantastic drive last week. Hopefully Smithy can get up into the top 10 this week. That would be a brilliant outcome. But it's not often that you see drivers actually match their times. Truri with a 1:15.468 and Smithy with a 1:15.469. That shows you how close these drivers are in this championship. We've got battles driving from Travis Moan, Brett Gunner, Brad Luck, and Mark, all those boys, Esky, Scar, Dat Boy, G-Dude, all fighting out in the top 10. But with over 20 cars on track, we will have battles going right down to the 20th position. And there's Scar just putting the car in the wall there, showing us how easy it is to throw these cars off track. And a brand new update in the physics, update 1.5. The guys have all made comment that the cars now have a improvement in their grip level. They turn in better. That won't necessarily mean that will improve their lap times, but they said it's making it easier for the handle the cars. So there's no excuses. The guys at Reza have done a fantastic job bringing out this patch update, improving the tyre model. Riding on board with G-Dude, currently sitting almost 2/10 up on this lap. This could bring him well up in towards the top 8. He could be sitting right on the back of Mark 860 if he manages to maintain that margin going on to the start-finish line. And jumps up to 7th position. Fantastic lap there from G-Dude. Rangi in the second of the Sepultura cars. There are a few drivers running dual liveries in this event. There were only 22 livery spots for the Formula Inter, and we had 29 drivers, I believe, registered for the series. Sure, you're running around in the number 52 Nads Manscaping car. And a big shout out to everyone who was involved in getting the liveries together for this series and all of the series for Gravel Trap Legends. and we'll try and grab one of the drivers after race one and have a quick chat and see how they fared. And we'll get a live update on how the physics, the tyre physics has changed with the last patch version 1.5. So less than 5 minutes to go in qualifying now. Still very, very tight race. Travis Moan sitting on top of the leaderboard at the moment with a 1:14.35, and it's only 4/100ths of a second back to Esky Man. Brett sitting in the pits would be getting a fresh set of tyres to come out for one last push. And again, a very short track here, only just over 3 kilometres. Takes around about 2 laps to get full temp up to into the tyres and brakes. So let's stay with Mark 860 now and go for a lap around Guapore. Through turn 7 onto the start finish line. Full run down here into the braking zone. Quick drop into second gear before back up into third. Coming into Katina and Adolfi. Up into fourth gear. Some might pop it up into fifth. Back down to third gear through the tunnel. And turn 3. Taking it easy not to drift too wide through there, coming off the back of the track. Coming around through Radiator, turn 4. Tightens up and the track cambers away. Again, another risky. Into the S's, or the essays as they call them in Brazil. And then through turn 7, Vitoria, back onto the start finish line. So Rick, have you got any advice on where you think the overtaking opportunities would be around Guapore?
Whoa, it's a tough one there, Tim. No, I sort of probably haven't. I think there's a good spot where Mark is now. Perhaps if you can, yeah, it's. We had a run around there, and it's pretty tight everywhere. So it's going to be a great race tonight.
Yeah, turn 1 is always obviously the slipstream down the start finish line and the long straight. And I think through here, late braking, getting the power down out of turn 3, out of the tunnel, and a run down through Radiator, because this is almost flat out into this. But then it just sort of tightens up on you a little bit. And then hard into the braking zone there. I think here's going to be an overtaking point. Coming into turn 5 and into the S's.
Yeah, I think if it's called a tunnel, there's a spot there where the corner's deceptive, and you can carry a little bit more speed, but it looks like you can't, so it's a bit of a deceptive one there.
Very much like all of the Brazilian tracks, very deceiving. You think you've got it under control, and the car, you come in a little bit too hot, push the car wide, or as we've just seen Cuckoo there, get the car crossed up a little bit. The guys are talking about the liveries at the moment. And Neil saying he loves Mac Attack's livery, the toucan Brazilian one. And Adam Buck is also saying there are some great liveries. Yes, there are some fantastic liveries. Last 15 seconds of qualifying now. Anyone on track, this is their final lap. And can Scar improve his time? No, Scar just sits in 5th place. But S has given up and pulled into the pits. Esky Man on track now. Can Esky find that 5/100ths of a second would put him on pole? But then I'm not too sure. We're assuming that pole will be on the right hand side. Bizarre layout for this. I'm thinking you may actually want to be second on the grid because that would give you the inside line into turn 1. Coming around through turn 4, to its radiator. Turn 5 into the SAs or S's. Turn 6 and then turn 7 Victoria back onto the start-finish straight. Oh, a little messy there. I don't think he's got enough. G-Dude puts it up into second place. So he found some time on that last lap. So let's check out what this will look like at the start. Travis Moan taking it out on the first row with G-Dude. Row 2 will be Esky Man and Cuckoo. Row 3, Brett S and Scar. Row 4, Gunner and Bradluck. Row 5 will be Kiz and Rangy. Row 6, Mark 860 and Datboy. Row 7, Truey 84 and Smithy. Then No Frills and Mac Attack. Viperion and Pixel Boy, Stu and Max with Christopher and Joe Walker, rounding out our 22 cars this evening. You guys will be going through their setups right now and ensuring that they have everything correct for the race. Cars lining up on the grid. This will be a standing start, 25-minute race plus 1 lap.
You normally stick with trackside, Tim?
Yeah, we'll run with trackside. If we've got a battle, we can sometimes, or we want to do a lap with someone, we might jump on board. But we'll watch the telemetry stream and we'll just play it by ear. As the battles happen around the track, we'll try and pick them up.
Yep.
So obviously we've got Adam rooting for Smithy at the moment. And Neil, I think he's rooting for Gunner, I think. He's put Gunner up as on pole, but unfortunately Gunner sitting back in 7th position. Big Gorilla cars there lined up. This is going to be a fairly hectic turn 1. We slide our way back through the liveries for these cars. And a shout out to Reza for the quality of the graphics for Automobilista 2. The timing clock is counting down. And we are green and racing. The guys are off a clean front. Let's see if we can get everyone down through turn 1 without any incident. 4 wide is probably not preferred through here. We're going to see who is going to get their nose in front. Looks like everyone is being very respectful at the moment. Getting in through turn 1 without any incident. Fantastic. We have Esky Man at the moment in lead with Travis Moan dropping back into 2nd place. Cuckoo over Brett S. G-Dude over Gun, Scar, Bradluck, Kiz and Rangy rounding in our top 10, but it is tightly contested. The guys are still 2 wide coming through the tunnel. And it's not like we've seen in other races where the front pack march away from the rest of the field. These guys are still closely grouped up. Riding on board with Cuckoo in the Pialo livery. The guys doing well to get through the first lap without incident. There is a virtual safety car for this race, and that is available for any car who has been disadvantaged in an incident by another driver. And that safety car is called into the pits with 5 minutes to go, and it is open racing for the final 5 minutes plus 1 lap. So we can see the guys all doing a little bit cautious here at the moment by the looks of it. Just trying to get a feel for the new handling and the tyre physics on version 1.5. Brett almost out braking himself there. Manages to get it back in line. And everyone being very gentle-like here at the moment. Look at Mark 860 taking the inside line there. He's having a bit of a battle at the moment with Scar. He's just running a little bit more defensive. You can see here whether they're going to be able to get advantage of the slipstream. Looks like Gunner and G-Dude were all having a challenge there. 3 wide coming down into turn 1. Brad Luck just looking at the back here. I think he's going to settle in for a few laps and get a good feel for the car before he makes a move. And we have seen some outstanding driving through this series. There has been a few moments of frustration, but we have had very few safety cars. Last week in the wet, we ran 2 full 25-minute races without one single safety car. And riding on the board now with Smithy. Adam Buck, who's sitting in chat at the moment, is cheering Smithy on, and he's sitting in 13th position. So he's having a great battle. Oh, fantastic driving there. Oh. Everyone managed to get through there without too much incident. No one has called the safety car. We are still racing at full noise. Pixel Boy struggling at the moment. We expected Pixel to be further up the field in the Lucky Strike livery. And he's battling it out at the moment with Mac Attack and Truey. And Stu also sitting off the back of this pack. There's Stu in the number 69 Veet livery. Here we can see some of the admin from Gravel Trap Legends battling it out on track here. Now it looks like Pixel Boy had a bit of an issue there. Outbraked himself. And Max Power running around at the back, one of our true gentlemen in Gravel Trap Legends. Always got a smile on his face. So G-Dude doing a little bit of gardening out there, wasn't happy with the landscaping. And that is a safety car. Travis Moan leads the race at the moment with 19 minutes to go. They've all lined up in single file under virtual safety car. Cuckoo sitting in second with Eskiman in third. Brett S over Gunner. Kiz, Mark 860, Dat Boy, Brad Luck and G-Do running at our top 10. Smithy has moved up into 11th place, but he has Stu, Mac Attack and Scar sitting just off his back wing. And guys, we hope you're all enjoying the stream. If you want to get involved with Gravel Trap Legends, look it up on Discord. Get involved on Wednesday nights in the Shakedown League. We've got Pixel Boy coming out of the pits after his repairs. He will do a run around the track to catch up to the back of this pack. Rick, can you bring up the track guide for us, please? Thank you very much. And the guys are off and racing. We are full noise again with 17 and 3/4 minutes to go. Very, very tight battle down there for third position. Esky Man thought about putting the car up the inside of Cuckoo, but wisely just pulled off. And a couple of laps behind the safety car would have been enough to cool the tyres down. They would feel a little bit soft and spongy at this stage. The brakes wouldn't quite be there. It will take a good lap or so for everything to come back up to temperature. The guys can start to push the car again and have confidence in how the car performs and reacts. The guys doing a fantastic job here at the moment. That's Bradluck sitting off the back at the moment, trying to make a move on Dat Boy, but it's a three-way train coming down the start-finish line. And too wide through turn one. And being on the outside, we'll have to back off through there. Dat Boy tucks back in behind Mark 860 again. But very, very tight with G-Dude and Smithy sitting right off the back. A little bit of tap of the wheels there. That's okay in these cars. We've got the two Sepultura cars running together at the moment. Looks like the band is back together. They're going to do a rendition of Miss Hypnosis for us very, very shortly. And Smithy doing a great job here. He's managed to get a little bit of a margin up on Mac Attack. And he should just tuck back in behind Scar 860 and allow Scar to pull him around the track a little bit. We've seen Scar in previous rounds has had a very eventful race one, but obviously the reverse grid for the top 10 cars for race 2. He's been able to get up towards the front and takes full advantage of clean air in race 2. Looking at our leaders at the moment, Travis has a little bit of a free air at the moment. He's not really bothered too much in his mirrors, but Cuckoo, Esky, Brett and Gunner all nose to tail here. And they just need to keep their heads down. They don't want Travis to gain too much of a margin in front. They all need to work together. It looks like they've all got just enough breathing space. Looks like Kiz can't quite make the move. Put Tux back in behind Gun. Esky Man looks like he's getting a little bit agitated at the back there. Makes the slide up the inside through the radiator. But it's going to put him on the outside coming into... coming into the radiator. tries for the switchback but can't get it. And there's not much of an opportunity through here if they get a good drive out of turn 4. It's pretty well follow the leader through the S's and back onto the start-finish line. 13 minutes to go in race 1. Guys, we hope you're enjoying the stream. We've got 6 guys watching, and we've only had 2 guys in the chat. So if you're watching this stream, jump in the chat, tell us who you're supporting. Love to hear from you. Also, put a vote in for who you think the favourite livery is for the Formula Inter Full Brazilian Series. Coming to you live on Monday nights with the Gravel Trap Legends Pro Series. You're watching round 5 from Guapore. And it looks like Cuckoo has just got a little bit of a breathing space now. So things are settling down at the front here. Brett S and Gunn need to work together. They don't want to lose too much margin to the cars in front of them. They want to be there at the end to try and make a challenge, get up into the top 3 drivers. But if they do have a little bit of an issue, no fear, this is a reverse grid for the top 10 drivers in race 2. If Kiz was to finish in 6th position, he will start from 4th in grid. See the move up the inside. Can he get the drive down? That's going to put him offside coming into turn 2. Very, very challenging circuit. And Brett holding the inside line into turn 4, into turn 3. Just overtaking Max Power there, I think it is, in the number 3. And these vehicles are naturally aspirated cars. They're also a manual clutch and gear shift. These cars have been a little bit of a handful for anyone not quite attuned to a manual vehicle. The downshift into 2nd gear on these, the compression lock, is vicious. It is easy to get the rear tyres to lock up and throw the back of the car sideways into the braking zone. You really need to blip. There's no auto blip for these cars. You have to do it manually. And that would be heel to toe, and it would be blipping the accelerator to bring your revs back up as you clutch down through the gears. As we ride on the board now with Jay Walker sitting off the back of Max Power. Having a great battle out here for 19th and 20th. Back up the front. Travis Moan still leads over Cuckoo. Esky, Brett and Gunn all running. Big dive down the inside now for Cuckoo. Can't get the job done. Not enough slipstream on that start-finish line. Travis again doing a great job in this race. Keeping that car connected to the road. Putting the car where he needs to be. A little bit wide there. That was very, very risky. Could have been opening the door for Cuckoo to make a late dive down the inside, but paid off. Full noise through here before back into the braking zone, into the S's, down to third gear, second gear to keep your revs up, a little short shift back up into third, remaining in third gear through Victoria, hard up into fourth, and we've got Esky making a move, Cuckoo. Fantastic drive out of turn 7, and that should get the job done up into turn 1. And Esky slides up into second place, and Gunn says, I want a piece of this too, but can't quite get there, but that's left the door wide. Oh, very, very close there. Brett just backed out of it, showing their respect for each other. Very close racing at the moment for these guys at the front. But that's what we come to watch every Monday night with the Pro Series. Jumping aboard with Brett S, sitting on the back of this pack. And these 5 drivers have been separated by no more than 2 seconds the entire race. Just 6.5 minutes left to go, a minute and a half, and then the safety car will be called off and it will be a run through to the checkered flag. And this is a 25-minute plus 1 lap, so when we get the clock strikes down to 0, there'll be 1 further lap for the lead driver. Always difficult to find the line coming out of turn 1. You don't want to get too wide. A little bit like at Spa. Coming down the end of the top of the straight, you need to get the car back over to the other side of the track so you can turn back in. All about keeping the momentum. Yes, Neil Gunn sitting in third place. That's probably where he would want to be at this stage. He's got the advantage of the slipstream. We can see he's... I'm just wondering whether Gunn may be wanting a little bit of extra wing. He can pull up alongside. He does exceptionally well. He's got the pace through here, but he can't quite get the job done under the slipstream. He can keep up with the car in front of him, but he can't quite get advantage on the drive out. A lot of nervous swerving backwards and forwards there, but it looks like Gunn has shut the door on Cuckoo. Cuckoo's got his hands full with Brett S at the moment. And Cuckoo takes the inside line to shut the door. All defensive driving, which is only going to slow them down. They really need to stay on the back of this pack. They need to be right up under the tail coming through turn 7 to get the slipstream advantage. Only 4.5 minutes to go. Only 5 laps remaining in this race. We jump aboard now with Scar, who had some troubles early in the race, sitting in 11th. He'll want to get up into 10th position. Mark 860 jumps above Dat Boy. Scar trying to get the move down around the outside. He needs to tuck now into the slipstream, but he can't move to the left. Dat Boy sitting there blocking that inside line off. Had advantage of the slipstream, but nowhere to go. And a little tyre-to-tyre action here for Dat Boy and Mark 860, running too wide through turn 1. back up with Brett S sitting off the back of the lead pack. Travis doing a fantastic job to maintain his position. Gunner just needs to find that little bit of extra pace to tuck up underneath the back wing of Eskimo to get advantage of the slipstream down the start finish line. It looks like he has his hands full at the moment with Cuckoo breathing down his neck. And we know how good Cuckoo is under brakes. If he gets alongside Gunner, he will push for the move as he's doing here, but pushing them wide. Gunner will hold on to it, coming back into the inside for turn 2. Oh, running a little bit wide there is not ideal. Washed a little bit of pace off, but he's still got the inside line coming into turn 3. Oh, a little bit of contact. Can Brett S get advantage of this? Cuckoo and Gun just battling it out here. Brett just sitting off the back. Thinking if these two make a move, if these two clash with each other, I'm going to slide up into 4th position. But while these guys are battling it out, they're just drifting off the back of Gun. So Travis and Eskimo are marching away now. Only 1.5 minutes to go. 3 more laps. We can see the margin there between Gun and Eskimo. So this is now a battle for 3rd position. Brett S has just backed off a little bit. He said, I don't want to get involved in the tussle. Brad Luck is finding some pace late in this race. He is closing up in 6th position. He's now needs to narrow the margin down. Almost 1.5 seconds faster on that last lap than Brett S. Eskimo now coming right up onto the back of Travis Moan. He's thinking the time is clicking down. I need to make a move. He wants to get right up into the under the tail if he's going to try and pull this off. Maximise the traction coming out of turn 7. Maximise the slipstream. Eski's going to have to do this under brakes. He's up far enough. But Travis has the outside line. He can follow him around. That's going to give him the advantage coming into turn 2. Eski can try for the switchback if he can get the turn back in. He can't get it turned. Drifts a little wide and has to tuck back in behind. Going for the braking zone into turn 3. This is a brave move. You've got to wash a lot of speed off to be able to turn in that shallow. That would have compromised his exit speed a little bit there. Not what he would have wanted. And with these cars, there's not a lot you can change on them. It is predominantly all about the driving skill. There's a few toe and camber changes. A little bit of wing change on the rear wing. But riding on the board now with Cuckoo. Back to Brad Luck. These guys have all spread out now. Dat Boy sitting in 7th position, but he's got Scar right up on his tail. They've managed to jump away from Mark 860. G-Dude rounding out our top 10. And the clock has clicked down, so when Travis rolls around, over the start-finish line. He will start our final lap for race 1. I'm just having a look at some of the lap times at the moment. I haven't really been following these, but Cuckoo Gun with a 114.3, I think, is very close to the fastest lap for this race. There's a few drivers there in the 114s. And race is complete, so we have Travis Moan taking it out over Esky. Man, Gunner running out our top 3. Cuckoo, Brett S, Brad Luck, Dat Boy, Scar 666, Mark 860, and G-Dude rounding out our top 10.
Sorry about that. I thought there was one lap to go.
So did I. When I was watching the clock count down, I actually thought that we're going to have one more lap. But the race is over. That is how they finished. So the starting grid for race 2 will be G-Dude and Mark 860 on the for first and second, Scar, Dat Boy. So starting grid will be G-Dude, Mark 860, Scar, Dat Boy, Brad Luck, Brett S, Cuckoo, Gun, Esky, Travis, and then Rangy, No Frills, Smithy, Mac Attack, Kiz, Viper, Truey, Jay Walker, Max Power, and Pixel will round out our 20 cars for race 2. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in around about 5 minutes with race 2.
Tim. Hey.
Guys, welcome back. We're just setting up the server now for race 2. Unfortunately, my faithful cameraman has had to go and pick up his wife, so you'll have to abide with me rolling the cameras here for race 2. Let's take a quick look at what is coming up for the next season. At the moment, this is in discussions. It is not yet set in contracts, but it's looking like... Hey Max, welcome to the chat, mate. Looks like it is a dual class hypercar and prototype. There'll be a semi-enduro. It will be a 90-minute race, well, average 90-minute race, anywhere from 75 minutes through to 120 minutes. There'll be mandatory pit stops, multi-class, full WEC rules, full damage, and they will simulate the hyperpole qualifying. And we're looking at some of the tracks that are proposed for the new series. Guys, if you like the looks of that, then you want to get involved, get onto Discord, look up Gravel Trap Legends, get involved. They also run exactly the same series on a Wednesday night for their Shakedown League. There's no commitment to that. You can just show up and race the weeks that you would like to race. You can get involved in creating some of the fantastic liveries that we see here on track, or you can get involved in any of the fun events that Gravel Trap Legends have and their affiliated leagues. So the cars are back on track, so let's go check it out. We're gridding up at this stage. So there will be a standing start rolling first lap. The formation lap will allow for the drivers to get into position, and we will be looking at our starting order will be Rangi and Kiz off the start, and there'll be single file at the end of the formation lap. So Rangi, followed by Kiz, Bradluck, Scar, Gun, G-Dude, Brett S, Cuckoo, Travis, and Esky. Esky did manage to get the win last wrap. And then Mark 860, Dat Boy, Smithy, No Frills, Mac Attack, and the rest of the crew will be lined up in their order from their race 1. The guys are just setting their car setups and strategies at the moment, ensuring that they have the right tyres, the correct amount of fuel, and the correct setup loaded. Just waiting for the race officials. And again, we do apologise. We're going to have a little HUD on our screen. Hopefully it's not too bad, but I will be in control of the cameras. You can see I've got my little camera HUD at the top of the screen here. Waiting for the cars just to leave the start-finish line now. They will roll into a formation lap and get themselves ready. Let's take a look at the order. So rolling start, 25-minute race plus 1 lap. And to lead us out in race 2 will be Rangi Rover in front of Kiz, and then Bradluck, Scar, Gun, G-Dude, Brett S, Cuckoo, Travis, Esky. And then Mark 860, Dat Boy, Smithy, No Frills, Mac Attack, Viper, Stu, Max Power, Trui, Jay Walker, and the crew all there. And I think Pixel Boy, unfortunately, after the incident in race 1, will be starting from the back of the pack. So thank you everyone for watching, appreciated. Let me just get myself organised. and confirm that everything is rolling as it should be. Yes, correct, Neil. There was only one safety car last race. We didn't have any safety cars last week in the wet. All and the same, race 1 in the wet where there were no safety cars. Everyone well behaved. Just waiting for the last few cars to get themselves up into race order. Our timing grid will click over. And we should be racing. Mark 860 lining us into turn 1 in front of Scar, Datboy, Bradler, Brekes, Cuckoo, Gun, Eski, Travis and Rangi. Mark 860 has proven previously he's going to be very difficult to hunt down. He's been very quick in previous rounds and has a good handle on how this car controls. Everyone is battling it out with version 1.5. There is new tyre physics. The drivers have all made the comment that it has improved the front end grip on these cars. They do turn in better and they are easier to control, but that has not seen any improvement in lap times. It will be interesting to have a chat to the guys after the race to see how they found tyre life after a 25-minute race, whether they found the cars drifting off a little bit towards the end of the race. The guys all being respectful in lap 1. We haven't had any incidents. We'll quickly trot back through. Scar also another fierce competitor. He's proven to be difficult to overtake if he gets some fresh air out front. Datboy and Bradluck also ultra fast in these Formula Inter cars. So the guys doing well through there, giving each other good racing space. As we saw in race 1, they can do a little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of tyre tapping, but it's easy to unsettle the back end of this car. And that normally means that you end up in the wall. Very tight pack as we see Travis, Eski, Gunn and Brett, the leaders from race 1, all trying to work their way back through this pack. They've got all the hard work in front of them. And we can also see there is a gabble of cars in the back of the pack here. Smithy doing another fantastic drive in the second of the Sepultura cars. He's got Makatak right on his tail, and Kiz also eyeing off a climb up the leaderboard here. Viper in the Aztec livery. Flash gold and black and red. Drawing having got a good drive here in race 2, found a bit of space. And Jay Walker, one of our shakedown drivers, having his first run in the Monday Night Pro League. Doing a great job at the moment, holding off Stu over Max Power, and Pixel Boy still holding at the back. Looks like he's still maybe covering a little bit of a damage from race 1. You can see the hunt is still on for our top 10. Rangi, Travis, Eski and Gunn all running it nose to tail through here. Mark 860 doing a great job at the moment. And he's managed to take Scar with him. They're starting to build up a little bit of a buffer. Almost a second between Mark 860 and Guapore in third. And Rangi's trying to hunt down the back of Travis, but he's also got no frills in his mirrors. Oh, very lucky to pull it in there. A little bit of a glitch in the visuals there maybe, but that was very close to getting it out on the grass. And no commentator's curse this evening. That is fantastic news for me. So maybe it's not my bad luck, or maybe I used it all up last week. But the guy's doing a fantastic job this evening. Rangi in the Antarctic Sub-Zero livery. The livery competition for the Formula Inter Series is up. You can jump onto the Gravel Trap Legends Discord, get into the livery channel, and you can vote for your favourite livery. The guy's pushing it 3 wide into turn 1. And still 2 wide on the exit. And it's not a preferred line into turn 2. There's a lot of time lost being on the outside through turn 2. We see someone having a little bit of an issue there. A couple of guys doing a slowdown. We could be under a safety car maybe. No, there's a car on the inside. Yes, we have been called a safety car. That was an incident we saw with Stu, I believe. Stu dropping off the back of this pack behind Pixel. I think Stu might have come in contact with Max Power there maybe. Looks like everyone has sorted themselves out. Let's sit on the back of Cuckoo. Let's see how this rolls out. At the start there will be all clear, looking down through the order. It should be green flag from the start finish line. And the guys still rolling around behind a virtual safety car. We've got Rangi and No Frills in the pits at the moment. Travis Moan back into 20th position. He's had an incident that we didn't pick up. All marker boards are still intact. There was a car on the inside here of turn 2. Sorry guys, I wasn't able to pick up who had the incident. Riding on board Cuckoo for the Formula Inter Gravel Trap Legends Pro Series on Monday nights. This is round 5 at Guapore. We have one more race remaining next Monday. And if I take a quick look, if I'm half smart, which it doesn't look like I am at the moment, next week into Lagos for our final round. And that is an absolutely outstanding track. And it will be coming down to the wire. Brett S not having a fantastic drive tonight. It will mix up the leaderboard a little bit. Yes, Neil, things are getting very, very tight. There was only 21 points separating first and second. And the guys are off and racing again. We're now on the hunt down into turn 1. a couple of laps behind the safety car. Cold tyres, cold brakes. As we see Gunn sticking his nose up around the outside there. He may be able to pull this off if he can get it stick. Oh, we've also got Esky on the inside. Gunn locking tyres. That's not what you want to do in an open wheel car. Let's go back to trackside. Things are starting to heat up now. With 12.5 minutes to go, these guys need to make hay if they want to get a big handful of points to top up their leaderboard. And the battle's on. We've just seen a car slide off the back there. And that was Smithy. No damage done. Very unfortunate. Rangi takes around the outside. Smithy drops back to 19th position. And we see Stu sideways around turn 7. So Smithy picks up another position. And he's got the pace. He should be able to catch the back of Rangi. Things are heating up at the front. Scar doing a fantastic job holding off Brad and Mark at the moment. Mark trying to make the move around the outside. And Dat Boy also getting up inside this. Just a little tap there. Brett sitting off this, he's also getting involved. 3 wide into the S's. And everyone's settled down now, so Scar and Brad Luck have stepped away from the lead pack. Mark 860 has a little bit of space now over Esky, Dat Boy and Gunn, all fighting it out. They need to start working together to try and get back up onto the back of this train. But we'll take a look back through. Mac Attack's holding off Brett, Kiz and Viper at the moment. Viper's just moved up, well, Cuckoo's just moved up on the inside of Viper. And Mac holding off Brett. Oh, that's a very nervous moment out in the grass there for Gunn. That's not what he wanted. And that's going to cost him. Mac Attack going to try and do the move around the outside, but the switchback, he can't pull it off. But Brett S slides up. Mac Attack will have the advantage of being an inside. He backs out of it. Brett S now slides up. Mac drops back into 8th position. He's got his mirrors full of Kiz now. And Cuckoo sitting off the back of this, waiting for these guys to make an error, and he'll pounce. But Esky's found a little bit of space now. She's a bit of a tight battle going on though. The guys are all in a train. Esky over Dat Boy, Gunner and Brett. Looks like Gunner's got the inside line. Makes it stick. Gunner doing a great job at the moment to hold off Brett S. Mac Attack, Cuckoo and Kiz are making it hard work. And Viper's sitting off the back of this pack. He'll be hoping these guys outbreak themselves or get into a tangle. He'll be keen to get a handful of points too for the leaderboard. 8.5 minutes left in this race 2. Let us know who you're following. I'll try and give them some airtime. Truly doing a great job at the moment. Moving up into 12th position. He's got a little bit of a space over No Frills. Pixel Boy coming from the back of the pack has moved up into 14th position. And he holds a margin over Rangi. Rangi got clear air now before Smithy. Smithy's had an off track after a fantastic start. Was looking like a close to a top 10 finish. But he's doing well to hold off Max Power. Jay Walker in the pits with Stu in 19th position. Stu just taking it easy. He's getting practice for Interlagos. The battle is heating up at the front of this race. Esky-Man now with Mark 860 and Dat Boy. A three-way train down the start-finish line. They've managed to pull a little bit of a margin. You can see there is a couple of groups of cars. So Esky, Mark and Dat Boy in this one. And then behind we've got Gun, Brett and Cuckoo. And then behind Kiz, Mac Attack and Viper. All the battles starting to heat up. Mark 860 losing out there. Dat Boy moves up the outside. Mark's going to have to get on the brakes hard here. Can't hang on to it. Dat Boy gets the job done. Mark's moves back into 5th position. Fantastic drive for these guys, giving each other racing room. See the advantage of having the outside line, being able to maintain your momentum through turns 4. That's where the advantage is with these cars. Maximising the track, maintaining your speed through the corners. If you're compromised on the inside line, having to brake hard and pull hard back around the apex, you do wash off a lot of pace. It's not an ideal situation for some corners, but there are 2 corners on this track where the inside line is unfavoured. And Brad Luck now making a mark on the back of Scar 666. Is he close enough to get the slipstream? We also see Gunn and Brett S having a great battle as well, but we'll stick on the lead here. This is for the lead of the race. Brad moving right up onto the back of Scar. He needs to be tucked right up into the tail of the Sepultura car, coming on through turn 7 here to take full advantage of the slipstream down the straight. Is he going to be close enough to get the job done? Scar moves over and blocks that inside line. You can't get the job done around the outside through turn 1. Good racing mind there from Scar to move over and block that inside line. Conscious driving. This is where Brad can get it done if he can stick it around the outside, forcing Scar to the inside line. He's got the advantage now for the switchback through turn 4. Coming into Radiator, Brad Luck makes it stick, moves up into the lead of our race. Scar drops back into 2nd, but Scar still has the momentum. He can tuck in behind here and get this position back. Just roll through the S's. Brad's got the power down there. Brad will get that done. Let's move back onto the battles. Going back behind us, Cuckoo, Brett and Gunn. This is for the battle for 5th, 6th and 7th. As we jump on board and do a lap around Guapore. And there is a lap around Guapore in a Formula Inter. Really showing us how much work it is on the steering wheel, and no fear, there is plenty of work going on the paddle plate with these. They are a manual gearbox. You do have to clutch up and down through your gears. You do have to blip through your gears. The compression lock on these cars is atrocious. 1.5 minutes to go. We are winding down. Brad Luck at the moment over Eski. Marco 60 gun. Oh, we have someone. And that is Dat Boy. No. Dat Boy out of this race. Looking at that. That is very, very unfortunate. Back with that leader now. Brad Luck has managed to skip away 2.5 seconds over Eski. And we have lost Scar as well. Scar has had issues. He's all the way back into 13th position after leading this race for a majority of the time. So as we can see, there's Mark 860, Eski, or Brad Luck over Eski, Mark 860 with gun right behind, Brett S and Cuckoo battling it out. Cuckoo running a little bit wide there. And then they've got the margin over Kiz. He's got some free space. No Frills has got his hands full with Mac Attack sitting tight off the back. And then we got a little bit of a spread out across the cars. Viper over Rangi. And a space back to Pixel Boy. Scar, after leading the race, is way back into 13th position. And he has some open track over Smithy, who's done a great job to claw his way back up to 14th position. Max Power sitting in 15th over Jay Walker. And Stu sitting back in 17th position. But we are on our final lap. So let's take a board with our race leader. And we have, now on to our final lap. And we have a battle for position. It looks like Gun and Cuckoo. Gun and Mark 860. Gun manages to maintain the inside line. Both of them running wide through there. This could be a little bit of a glitch in the graphics. We do apologise for that. Let's change cameras and see whether it's better. Sorry about that, guys. We're just not liking the graphics through there at this stage. We'll jump aboard. Our leader now coming through the S's. Through turns 5 and 6. Turning back now into Vitoria, turn 7. And he will come down for the checkered flag. Brad Luck taking out race 2 for Gravel Trap Legends Formula Inter. Eskiman coming through for second. Gunn holding out Mark 860 for third, Mark 860 for fourth, Cooper in fifth, Brett S in sixth, his No Frills, Mac Attack, Viper, Rangy, Scar, Pixel, Smithy, Max Power, Jay Walker and Stu. Without any incident, we'll round out the 17 cars that finished race 2 here at Guapore, round 5 Gravel Trap Legends for the Formula Inter Full Brazilian Series. There it is. That is our leaders for race 2. Brad Luck over Esky Man, Gunn over Mark 860, Cuckoo, Brett S, Kiz, No Frills, Mac Attack, Viper, Rangy, if my mouse will work, Scar, Pixel, Smithy, Max Power, Jay Walker, Stu, Datboy and Travis Moan, rounding out our 19 cars. Unfortunately, Travis Moan, our winner from race 1, was unable to complete the race, and Datboy also a retirement. We hope you have enjoyed the stream. Very shortly we'll try and get Brad and Travis in for a chat. This has been Monday Night Pro League for Gravel Trap Legends, the Formula Inter Full Brazilian Series. We'll see if we can grab Brad and Travis into the chat and see how they travelled. Give me 2 secs while I get myself organised. I do apologise, just myself this evening. Oh, it's causing me a few issues, guys. I do apologise for this. It's not letting me grab Brad for some reason. Had a few issues. There we go. Nope, that didn't work either. Sorry, guys. Sorry about this. And we have Brad with us in the chat. Good evening, Brad.
Hey, fellas.
Mate, congratulations. That looked like a very, very tough battle for Scar right through to the last few laps.
Yeah, I just wanted to sit with them. I wanted them to tow me along.
Well, you certainly made hay when you got a little bit of a free air out in front. Mate, how was the tyre life after the update to 1.5 patch?
Yeah, they were fine. Didn't even think about it. Still trying to learn how not to slide these cars, though.
Yes, and Guapore is one of those challenging circuits. There's just slight little changes of camber. Obviously, fantastic race for race 2. Did you have any issues in race 1?
Issues, little contact. But yeah, that set me back a wee bit. But I think that triggered a safety car. But that seems to be my thing. Don't touch other cars.
But that was your advantage with the reverse grid for the top 10 in race 2. Fantastic drive, mate, coming across the line in first. And did you have any issues in qualifying? There was a little bit of standing water when qualifying started.
No, I just kind of suck at quali. I usually get out and do my best lap, sort of the first couple of laps. I'll get my best one in, and then I just watch my time tumble down the timesheets.
Much like myself, I just get out there and roll around. But fantastic drive, mate. Congratulations this evening. That will be a good handful of points for the leaderboard. And we turn our eyes.
Cool. I think it's it. It's my first win as well.
For this series, yes. I think
First podium even, maybe.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Did we? Well, I think we chatted to you a couple of series ago. I thought we.
Oh, my memory's pretty poor. I don't know.
Yeah.
I live in the moment.
But fantastic, mate. Top of the podium for race 2. Big handful of points for the leaderboard. And everyone turning their eyes towards round 6 into Lagos.
Yeah, it'll be good. Cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
No worries. Thanks, Brad. Congratulations, mate. I'll put you back to the chat.
Yes. See ya.
So there we go, guys. That is the final for round 5 at Guapore. Race 1 taken out by Travis Moan. Race 2 by Brad. And we now turn our eyes towards the final round, race 6. And that will be at Guapore. That will be at Interlagos. And I will have Jason back in the booth with me next week. So 2 up. And guys, until then, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click notify to know when we're going live. Catch all the action for Gravel Trap Legends every Monday night for their Pro Series. We have one more week to go.